The eagerly anticipated Road to Season 2 blog post has finally been launched. Within it, we're going to explore some huge, arguably the biggest changes to come to Warzone 2 and DMZ in the game's life cycle so far. Over the last week, Infinity Ward have been teasing changes coming to Season 2 for both DMZ and Battle Royale. Today, we're going to look at the blog post that details these changes ahead of the change patch notes that are going to be released with the update Season 2 on February the 15th. We're going to dive straight in to this blog post and go over it. We've got some pretty big changes. They titled it the community update because really these are changes that the community have asked for. We're going to look at loadouts, we're going to look at movement, we're going to look at everything that we've heard within our echo chambers be complained about with Warzone 2. So let's dive straight in. The path to Season 2, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Warzone 2 Community Update. Just wanted to share with us some changes that are going to be coming to the multiplayer, DMZ and Battle Royale experiences, new information on new maps, modes, etc. are also going to be shared in the weeks to come leading up to the change. So global changes are first up, stability and crashes. They're suggesting that there will be some more bugs fix specific changes coming ahead of February 15th, but essentially they're pretty committed to getting stability to where it should be for a AAA game from an indie studio. The next up, audio. So a lot of people have complained about audio, especially since the beta. Essentially, they were made aware of a bug that they was previously unknown, where occlusion across the game was causing for certain sounds to be heard or not heard at times where they weren't intending. So the example they've given is that certain objects, let's just say a door versus a chair versus a waste paper basket, would have different textures or different materials assigned to those objects, and those materials would have different levels of penetration for sound, where some objects that had the wrong material assigned to them were causing footsteps, for example, to be blocked out, meaning you weren't going crazy, there were no footsteps, but that was unintentional. It was a bug. It was because an object with the wrong material assigned to it was in the way of that sound coming to your headset. So pretty good big change there, and I'm really looking forward to testing this out in Season 2. UI changes. I'm not going to go over them all individually, but essentially they've made some improvements to the UI and the UX in the Season 2 update. It's going to speed up how we navigate the menus and some improvements to the UI and user experience across the board. Improved after action report with audio. The play again feature is coming back to Warzone 2, so no going back to the lobby and back out again. Bug fixes for inconsistencies between challenges, battle pass, and weapon progression. And that's about it for the global. Weapon balancing, it's always important to them. They say they're always analysing it. And in Season 2, we're going to get a big update, a big balance, as you would usually see within a mid or seasonal update. So we'll look out for more. There will be patch notes on the channel, so make sure you subscribe. We'll be releasing those as they come out. Battle Royale changes. Return of the 1v1 Gulag. So we're going to see the return to that mechanic. We're getting rid of the jailer. We're going to see the old school mechanic for overtime, which is the flag, the domination. They are working on a new 1v1 map. But for now, we are going to see the current map, which I do actually like, but it is more geared towards 2v2. So we're going to see a new one in future seasons. But for now, we're going to have this one. They've tuned the weapons and also the gear that you can pick up and the ground loot that you can find around the Gulag. So that will be different also. Cash economy. In addition to the cash changes in the Gulag, they are changing the way cash is distributed around the map. So essentially, cash registers are now going to have a minimum of $800. And sorry, the lowest value cash piles on the ground to $800, and cash registers are now going to be $500. Previously, $100. In addition to this, cash is going to be acquired via ground loot containers and white stronghold boxes throughout Al Mazrah. So we're going to have a more consistent way of going, I need to regain, this is where I go. But they are going to be removing cash from the orange boxes and the standard supply boxes. So you won't find them there. So you're basically going to have to learn where these boxes are going to be spawned. They're going to be more consistent and you're going to need to go there. Looting and inventory. As announced last week, moving away from the menu style looting, and basically the vomit looting is going to be introduced. So this should speed up the pace of the gameplay and you're going to have less time being stuck in the menu. Along with that, backpacks are also being removed. This is going to help with the stacking that happens with certain style of gameplay. So you might have a load of airstrikes or self-reses or plates or whatever that is. Everyone's going to start with the same backpack. There's going to be low, large, or medium backpacks. It's just going to be one size fits all. They are going to continue to look at this and listen to feedback. So I know some people will be disappointed by this change, but they're trying to make it consistent and streamline the looting experience for everyone. Loadouts. So loadouts have always been a core part of the Battle Royale experience. They're paying close attention to it. We're now going to see loadouts at public drops on Circle 1 and 5. We're also going to see primary weapon prices reduced at the buy station, along with a reduction to price for the loadout drop markers relative to the squad size. So they're still going to say relative to squad size, but they're going to be less than 8k. Basically, it was 8k a person before. Now it's going to be less. Another big one, huge one: 3-plate vests. No more. No more RNG. No more looting around for a 3-plate. Everyone will start with a 3-plate. That means we're going to have a more consistent experience, which is, I think, great. This is a great example of Raven or Infinity Ward listening to the community and doing what needed to be done. You will still have the different plate sizes, the different vest sizes in DMZ, but in Battle Royale, gone. Movement. So we're going to get a slight increase to movement speed whilst plating, and we're also going to be able to bust through doors like you would be able to if you were sprinting. Buy stations, in order to make buy stations and their goods easier to access, they've revamped the approach to these buy stations and added and adjusted the spawns across the map. These will now be static and go back to how they were, so they'll be consistent and you'll know where to go. Loadout drop markers have unlimited stock at all buy stations as well, so you'll always be able to get one of those wherever you go. They're going to monitor this going forward. Strongholds provide an alternative gameplay experience, high payoffs for those willing to take on those objectives, those AI. They are going to be some changes coming to the rewards that people receive from strongholds and black sites, but we'll hear more about this. There's also going to be some tuning to the AI. Next, DMZ. If you're a watcher of the channel, you know we're a big fan of DMZ and we're loving playing it, we're loving streaming it. So again, make sure you subscribe. Here you can hang out with us while we die solo in the DMZ. There's going to be some changes to enemy tuning. I was really worried they were going to make all the aim and the difficulty of these AIs really bad in Season 2, but it sounds like they're making some adjustments to the spawn, the range, and the accuracy of the AI. So hopefully you won't get beamed through walls or from a really vast distance by AI now. It will be a little bit more consistent. So look forward to see how that plays out. Spawn points are also going to be adjusted. So some of the infill across Al Mazrah is going to be adjusted. So the early experience is better, so you don't get sniped as soon as you launch. Probably going to be less lines of sight between the spawning. Mission difficulty. So based on the data, they are going to be tweaking the difficulty of some of the higher tier up missions. And it also sounds like we're going to be getting easier access to those second and third insured slots. It's not clear, but it sounds like they are going to be wiping the progress of missions that you haven't completed in DMZ. So look out for new missions. We'll probably hear more as the patch notes come out. Crashes. We know that the crashes are especially impactful in DMZ where you lose all your weapons. Addressing these crashes are a priority, so we look forward to having that work out. Seasonal refresh. New missions are coming. Again, we're not sure exactly what shape that's in yet, but new contraband, new keys, a whole big refresh of that lot, so we might get a wipe for those also. And last up, we are getting obviously a brand new map for Warzone 2 as a title, which is going to be probably playable in a resurgence mode and playable in DMZ. So we're going to get new weapons, sorry, not new weapons, new missions that are going to send us across Building 21, Al Mazrah, and the new map. So look forward to those missions that are actually going to make use of these new maps and gear up for your first infiltration. Last up, we're going to have a quick brief look over multiplayer. I don't care too much, but we're going to get some audio changes, perk balancing, weapon balancing, hardcore's back, new playlist, rank mode, and that's pretty much it. As you can tell, I don't play a huge amount of multiplayer, so if you want to check this blog post out, the details will be there. Going forward, there is going to be another blog released on February the 8th, a week before the 15th, which is the big update. I'm super excited. Let me know in the comments what you think is the most impactful change in this blog post. It's going to be great. I think the game's got a bright future. So everyone be positive, look after each other, and subscribe. Hopefully, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.